Hello, hello. It's Wednesday, so here I am with my recipe pool. Shall we see where we're at today? It's the 1st of October. 1st of October. What does the 1st of October share with us? Cluttered thinking, beliefs and habits. I love that because I just started a declutter challenge today, 1st of October. Recipe 6, subtle expectations. Oh my goodness. Yeah, when we think of clutter, do we think of our thoughts, our beliefs, our interactions, are not taking responsibility for what's happening for us internally? Do we project it onto others? Do we make it other people's thoughts? Parts of ourselves will do that, absolutely. They're strategies we learned when we were younger. However, I believe they definitely get in the way. So just as we can get lost in the clutter and mess of physical items, the clutter within our own beliefs, habits, and thinking can be the messiest of all. Oh, they really can. It can have us feeling lost in a seeming prison of gut-wrenching struggle at times. Struggle not to care so deeply, to feel so attached, rejected, ignored, or unappreciated. These beliefs and feelings are powerful and real. However, they are orchestrated by our own innocent doing and therefore can be untangled by us alone. Sometimes these habits of thought and behaviour are a default of a well-trodden path that at some point never existed. So if you don't like the path, it's worth some effort and committed action to start creating a new one. A newly trodden path without such clutter, mess and heavy noise. Yeah, so some possible indicators I write about here are being overly critical of others, whether that's vocally or private. Those judgments, those what they do in that, that's cluttered. That's cluttered energy, giving out your thinking energy, putting it into somebody else's life, and it clutters our life up. It also clutters theirs. So this is radical responsibility, totally. Actions led by a desire for others to notice or validate, valuing others' opinions over your own, controlling personality traits to mask anxiety, unstable boundaries within relationships, leading to exhaustion, overexcitement, and burnout. Totally. So, recipe 6, what do I suggest in recipe 6? Where there is a lot of noise and frustration around a certain relationship dynamic, list what is upsetting you and look at where your expectations of or unspoken needs are fueling issues. I applaud anybody that is willing to look at this stuff. This is my kind of conversation. This is where I want to own my stuff. I do never want to make my issues another person's. And I used to do that. I used to do that because I would avoid what I was feeling. I'd somehow made it wrong. I'd somehow believed from somewhere as a child that how I am affects other people. So if I'm upset, other people around me be upset. And the cycle goes on. It's like a chain, isn't it? Until the point that we decide our feelings aren't wrong. I don't condone then chucking the debris of that at other people in their lives and causing them stress. But I do advocate for hearing what's going on for us there, what part of ourselves is hurting, is feeling rejected, and looking there, because it's rarely around another person. And if it is, then it's maybe time for boundaries. Boundaries are not a keep out, they're not a guard, they're not protection. A boundary is like, do you know what? This doesn't work for me in my life at the moment. So you can carry on with that. There's no telling you not to, but this isn't going to work for me. So I'm going to distance myself from it. And the distance may just be in your thinking, cluttered beliefs, thinkings, and actions, because everything will stem from a feeling. When we're knocked out of balance, there's something there. So it's a beautiful recipe. There are 6 recipes within this subject because it's a big one. And Live Simple Reflections comes out in October, which will be journaling within this theme. It will take it so much deeper. But this is a ponder, this is a contemplation, where Live Simple Reflections is a sit down and write with what comes up for you to see more deeply. So life, simple recipes on the 1st of October. Cluttered thinking, beliefs and habits, found on Amazon or at my website purepeace.co.uk, and there's free postage from my website too. Much love to you. Take care. Bye.